Parental discretion is advised.
What's up, guys? This week on the Wrestling Mayhem Show, we talk about fashionable wrestlers, fun with factions, and where the fuck is CM Punk? Stick around.
Get your indie fix at sorgatronmedia.com/store. Get $3 off any digital download with the coupon code StokeMonkey. Want to support the show directly? Donate as little as $1 an episode to get your name in the show with more benefits on the way. Check out our page at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Want to have your business or podcast featured on the show? Contact us at info@sorgatronmedia.com. Subject line, advertising.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time.
Hey guys, welcome to the Wrestling Mayhem Show. It's episode 405. I'm Sorgatron here in the Mayhem Studios in Pittsburgh, PA. Ready to have fun, ready to talk wrestling with you guys here for the next hour or so. With me, all stuffed into one hangout together because all the computers failed on us tonight is, first the Rizz is up. Hi, Rizz.
1.
That's the part where you talk.
2, 3. Shit. Hi, Sorg. I wasn't playing Flappy Birds at all.
Oh no, carryover from boss battle.
Oh god, this game sucks. Hi. Let's talk about wrestling.
Let's do that. Also here to talk to us from Johnstown, PA, is Bobby F. J-Town. How you doing, sir?
Good. Somebody farted in here.
Are you the only one in the room?
I think it was me.
This is why we do this digitally
Not gonna name any names.
Nope. And also with me is Papa Lunchbox. How you doing, sir?
What's up, everybody? It's Papa Lunchbox. I'm here, and to play off what Bobby said, if two people are in an elevator and one of them farts, everybody knows who did it.
Yeah.
Or did they?
Of course, this is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, where you can speculate who farted all night long, and you can do that by hitting us up at that email address, goodtimes at WrestlingMayhemShow.com, 412-206-WMS0, or head over to WrestlingMayhemShow.com. So much going on there. iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Spreaker, we're all over the place. Blip TV, your Roku app as well. And of course, you can join us here live Tuesdays at live.sorgatronmedia.com. We're at Mayhem Show on Twitter, on Facebook, Google+. Definitely join the Facebook Wrestling Mayhem Show group, and actually we're probably going to be touching base with what's going on in there here a little bit later in the show. Check us on Patreon. We'll talk about that a little later as well. And check out, if you dig that music at the beginning of the show, check out basicsickness.com for free music from right here in Pittsburgh. He's been a great friend to the show for years, a great friend to Sorgatron Media, a great friend to me for several years. So go check them out. Definitely appreciate the help with getting us something cool at the beginning there. So let's get started with the show. The only way we know how, other than lewd jokes, with the Mayhem Mail. Who wants to take on Dustin's email?
Since I'm the only one who actually watched TNA here.
Seems appropriate.
In this area.
And that's false, because I watched it this week.
Well, good.
Watson, don't eat my lasagna. Lasagna's not for kiddies.
Do you own Garfield?
Dear Mayhem Locks.
Maybe.
It's a botany joke.
Oh.
I didn't get it either.
Hemlock.
Hemlocks. Oh.
Yeah, get hemlocks, because I already hate this email. You might not be the guys to talk TNA with, but fuck that. I'm not able to annoy LB with puns since I hate them myself.
Yeah.
Even though he did kind of do it with Mayhem Locks. But I can damn sure get to him by talking about TNA. Don't kill me, Lunchbox. If TNA has brought in MVP as the new investor in a storyline focused on younger, fresher faces in TNA, why is the IWC throwing a tantrum about something that they have been asking out of TNA for a good while now?
Did you
I'm
beat
sorry,
Lunchbox after midnight?
I'll be good. I'm sorry.
MVP is well liked by many fans. He is has a smart mind in the wrestling industry, can carry an angle on the mic, and is still a good worker in the ring. He did not really purchase stock in TNA, so I fail to see how the real-world implications, such as him not being wealthy enough to really buy enough stock to make match stips or hire talent, have anything to do with the storyline aspect that fits so well for a character whose gimmick revolves around cash. Holy shit, that's a long sentence.
Maybe when he went to Japan, he got hit the yen jackpot and got rich that way. Think about
Don't
it.
win. Perhaps we are choosing to blend too much reality with kayfabe in this one. This coming from a guy who hates the fact that they are doing this storyline to begin with. Can I talk about this for a minute?
Sure. Go ahead.
I don't mind MVP and TNA.
No.
I don't mind it at all.
And I gotta say, logic-wise, take a look at some of the Vince
Who
ownership
else would you
stuff.
have?
Yeah.
Would you rather have, Jeff Jarrett?
Yeah.
Sting was thrown
J-E
thrown around a few times.
E-O double T. Jarrett.
Karen Jarrett.
Oh, shut up, Bob.
Karen.
But yeah, it's
bring back that snatch monster.
As of right now, all MVP has done is shown up and held up his MVP medallion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't know.
We don't know if he's going to be, partners with Dixie Carter like they did with Ric Flair and, Vince. We don't know if he's just going to be a manager to the Wolves.
He's a secret investor.
He is a secret. That's what they're billing him as, and that's fine. But as long as this gets something done, it is improving my thoughts on about TNA. Still not good, but it's improving from the bottom.
I keep going back to with TNA. Well, that's wrong. I keep going back to with TNA. Just the fact that they were in an arena where a lot of people cared, I think helped how the show felt. It makes such a difference that they were there in England with a full arena, and they could show a full arena, and it sounds like a full arena. That actually
Scotland was crazy.
Scotland was crazy, chanting stuff that we couldn't understand. It was tremendous.
I still can't understand them.
Nope, still can't understand them, of course. But no, there was. I hope they filmed a month worth of episodes over there.
Probably just 2 weeks.
Probably just 2 weeks, maybe 3.
Probably just 2 weeks. They're back
3.
in the U.S. right now.
Maybe.
Questions. 1. Shield versus Wyatts are off to a great start. Bray cut an awesome promo after the Shields match last night, and I'm fully invested to see where this goes. My question is, what is your favorite faction warfare from years gone by? DX and Nation of Domination.
Damn it, Rizz.
Bobby?
That one.
Sorg?
I can't. I remember the corporate ministry versus everybody.
Yeah. Oh, the Union.
Yeah.
Remember the Union?
Union was definitely not my favorite part of that. I just read, there's not a lot of times.
2x4s.
How many times have we had giant factions against each other?
Yeah.
Right? It's usually,
Yeah, it's very rare.
Right to Censor was a good faction, but I don't remember who they actually feuded against. Though.
Oh, wait. Aces of Eights against Main Event Mafia. No.
Shut your mouth.
How about the Job Squad?
Do not finish that sentence, or else I will.
What's up, LB?
Hey, LB?
I'm going to say Ring of Honor versus CZW. Their bonkers cage
Actually,
of death
that was
matches.
a pretty good feud.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. There you go.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Chikara versus Bankruptcy.
Oh.
But they're back.
Yeah, that's why
That's
it's
that's the
happy.
wrong show,
They're
Bobby.
back. We'll talk about that on the later show on Indie Mayhem. Can
Another show?
I do a decide on that one? Have you noticed? Okay,
Sure,
I
sure.
know we kind of complain because there's always a faction kind of war going on in TNA, and it feels like there has been for the longest time. But you realize they have to build to Lockdown every year, right? I think that's part of the formula.
And
for
that's fine. If they want to do it once a year and finish it at Lockdown, that's fine. But they keep doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
They keep doing it after Lockdown.
So
it's not good.
It's definitely a formula because every time, and I feel like WWE doesn't do this, but every time, okay, Aces of Fates is done. Now somebody has to be the overpowering heel, and it turns into Dixie Carter. Before Aces of Fates, it was Hulk Hogan, and Immortal, before that it was, I don't know, Main Event Mafia. Before that it was I don't know, Team Canada or something. Jeff Jarrett and whatever the hell he's calling his faction at the time. It's been faction after faction after faction. Maybe that, I don't know. Maybe that's one of the reasons it just feels like nothing really gets resolved. We buried Aces and Eights only to just rise up another one. Maybe versus, WWE, your John Laurinaitis era goes away. Did something rise up in its place?
No, because they take time to develop things like that.
It's like Hydras.
With TNA, it's one after another. They don't have a good base of a story.
Strike down one faction, with two will grow in its place.
Kind of.
Hail Hydra.
Yeah, exactly.
But with WWE, one goes away, and they build up to the next one.
Yeah.
And have that big group.
It's completely their own storyline is cyclical. Mad Mike's saying WWE was able to do Survivor Series without having factions feuding for the entire year. TNA can just combine feuds for Lethal Lockdown. There has never been a non-faction point in TNA's history. Never. I think it's a double negative, but I see your point.
Never, ever.
There isn't. There's always something. I don't know. They definitely weren't going. Oh, and Eamon points out, as my co-host on the Indie Mayhem show, they weren't going bankrupt. At least, from what I know. Okay.
Because now he has sources.
Yes, he's a man in the business.
Eamon has sources.
He has people.
How does that happen? Number 2. Road Dogg seemed a bit out of place to catch Cody on that moonsault, and it looked like Cody hit pretty hard. Not sure if it would be considered a botch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Kind of was. But what is the worst botch you can recall seeing or hearing about?
There was a WrestleMania with a Money in the Bank ladder match, and Shelton Benjamin jumped off of one of the tallest ladders onto everybody in the match, and nobody caught him.
No.
That was pretty bad. But if you want to go for serious, long-lasting injury, if I remember correctly, it was the Japanese wrestler Hayabusa fell or something and broke his neck, or something terrible happened. Basically, Sid Vicious.
God damn it!
Damn it!
Everybody's taking mine. You had
Bobby's 0 for 2 tonight.
Lunchbox, no.
You've had yours.
So sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
Finish your thoughts.
Go ahead.
No, that was it.
Go ahead.
That was it.
All right, well, Sid Vicious breaking his leg.
Oh, and Taz breaking his neck.
Oh.
So, yeah, that one was pretty bad.
How about the Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar? When Brock Lesnar tried to do a moonsault.
Oh, I got one after you're done.
And he just got
bashed his head, yeah.
Sorg didn't go. Sorg.
I was going through my VHSs that I've been talking about on the board, And I found the Over the Edge pay-per-view.
Oh no!
I have news about the Over the Edge pay-per-view. I was waiting until after
Yeah.
the email.
Oh, sorry, but which we'll have news on later, of course. That was the Ona Art incident. But personally, I witnessed actually a scary one in person, filming for Prime Wrestling last.
Oh,
year,
yeah.
year before. Which one?
It was 2 years ago, I thought.
The Gregory Iron one.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it was just like he took a power bomb basically, and he was supposed to kick out of it and didn't. Yeah, he was out of it, like in the ring. I think I can't recall if he got concussed with it or anything, but it was super
Was that
scary.
Rhino?
No. It was Eric Ryan. I forget what his name was there because they were doing the whole Dead Society with Gory and I'm sorry, I forget the names at the moment. But yeah, it was just, you know, a real simple move, and he just took it wrong and bounced his head, and he was out of it. You know, remember, like, you know, everybody just kind of panicking, and they had to pull the gum out of his mouth, and you know, the ambulance came and everything. It was really scary, really scary. So, and I think that's the only time I've had to witness something like that in as many years as I've been filming wrestling. So, but there's Extreme Rising this weekend, so.
Bobby?
I thought of one. It wasn't too serious, but Shane McMahon versus Kurt Angle.
Oh.
How he
God.
kept slamming him through, trying to like just suplex him through the glass, and just kept trying and trying and trying.
The chat,
But it made it one of the best matches of all time.
yeah, it did. The chat has a few actually. Juggalo John says, "What about the time New Jack tried to kill that guy by throwing him off a balcony head first into the table?" And now it's New
no.
Jack versus Vic Grimes in XPW. I remember the Forever Hardcore DVD. He was like, "Yeah, I tried to kill him." I was
Yeah.
All right. Dustin answered, the worst I can think of is Daniel Michael Quirk, a.k.a. Spider. If you've never heard of him, he had one of the most tragic incidences in indie wrestling history. I don't want to look this up. Number 3.
Nope.
I loved MVP's new theme song. Really? Return of the Ronin, which says a lot since TNA typically has shitty theme music.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was
Who
okay.
has debuted in the last year or two with what you would consider excellent theme music? Really? Return of the Ronin was good? Oh.
That's MVP.
In the last year or two.
Are we
debuted
are we
last-
exclusively talking TNA?
No. It does not specify TNA.
Got me racking my brain.
Oh, man.
Shield.
Bobby, you can go this time.
I
What?
I
got
got one. Go ahead, Riz.
Go ahead.
No, you go first.
No,
You go
I don't want to take yours again, Bobby.
Okay. Well, I have 2 divas in mind. The first one is Emma. Everybody was obsessed with her music last night. And the second is my girl, Oksana, which we use many times during the hangout to interrupt each other with Oksana's music. It's quite a fun game. And if you haven't played it, I suggest you play it. Okay?
All right. Sorg?
There we go.
That's kind of it.
Oh dear.
We should just
First one
play
I
this
can find.
music during the entire
They're in the background.
Sorg.
Bobby,
Is this Bob Venus' thing?
it's time for sexy time here on the Wrestling Mayhem Show, and the mic just came off the stand, so
Oh, we
Oh
got
shit.
I'll be holding it like this,
Kennedy.
with this in the background.
Sorgatron.
Is it the current music?
No, I don't
no.
think it is.
It says it's his fourth the fourth one, Russian Romance Fantasy.
Ooh, I like the name of that one. Man.
Doesn't seem right to me.
Damn, that's not it either.
I can't even stop it. Hold on.
Oh no, we're stuck in elevator music hell.
We are. We are definitely. Hold hold on. I know I've downloaded one of them. You know, really, the Brodus Clay music that is now Xavier Woods' music,
Yeah.
which really was
Yeah.
Ernest the Cat Miller's music.
Yeah,
So I guess that doesn't. Does that count?
and I'll allow it.
You'll allow it? I mean, that I've
I'll
enjoyed
allow it,
that.
sir.
I've enjoyed that.
Lunchbox.
It's hard. There hasn't been a lot of good,
Yeah. It
a lot
is.
of good music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real hard.
Somebody call his mama. Wait, no. What?
What's
There's
going
just
on?
all these options. I feel like I'm just gonna explode.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna, blow choices all over the,
Oh god.
all over the.
Do you have one, sir?
Yeah. Do you have one?
I'm so close, Rizz. I'm so close. I'm almost there.
We've earned the Chachi explicit
Oh,
tag this week.
Oh wait, I got a better one. The I actually bought the Wyatt's theme music.
Oh, the Wyatts!
Wyatts,
Fuck, Sorg stole it.
yeah!
The Wyatts, yeah.
Why?
Super good. The Wyatts are super good. The Wyatts are good. The Shield is good, but not as the song. They're good to come out. I
mean-
picked the Wyatts,
Well, that sounds like a good pick
And I'm-
there, LB.
and I'm still erect.
he's not a good wrestler, but
No, I know
Curtis
I'm not a
Axel
good
has
wrestler.
an amazing entrance theme.
This is true. This is true.
It's the new twist to the Perfection, Mr. Perfect's theme, and if it's awesome.
I did like.
But Curtis Axel is not, because he is not the genesis of the
McGillicuddy.
axle of the turntable McGillicuddy thing.
I did like Wade Barrett's old music until they
Which
made
one?
it the new music. I like the with the little British kid singing at the beginning. Yeah, that one, and it's.
No.
But now
He's
I don't
never
like.
had good
I don't,
music.
I don't like the new music that he uses for Bad News Barrett, because it just has that one part in it where this British guy just goes ooh. It's like, I just don't like that. I was like, what the hell is that?
Actually, the first time I heard it, I thought it was Benoit's music.
Oh, Chris Benoit had great theme music.
He
though.
did.
He
He
did.
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 Yeah.
There's no holding him back.
Yeah.
Mm.
Too soon. Moving on.
Okay. That's my time. Anyone who is not checking out the after show hangouts needs to hop on board. Great 20-minute post-show opinions, and most have well thought out theories behind the show they just watched.
Except for when we're watching Cox.
Sorg,
What?
stop moving your damn
Oh, I'm
mouse.
sorry. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get a little OCD on that. I'm sorry. I'm messing around in the Google Doc a little bit.
The comments section on YouTube are also a blast, and you can learn how Rizz chooses to keep his room darker than Samuel Shaw's shrine room to Christy Hemme. Regards, Dustin.
You know, Sam Shaw. That was the first I saw of the Sam Shaw stuff. Was the Christy Hemme tribute room. I am already kind of into this idea. I like crazy different characters. I want to see what they do with it.
It is different.
It is different. It's definitely different.
It's different. It's
All right.
different.
I'll be super into the character if he snaps her stupid neck.
Well, that's his finisher, actually.
Breaking Christy Hemme's neck?
Like, no,
That's what it's called.
He puts somebody in like a weird sleeper hold, and it
And then
kind
he
of looks
breaks
like he's
Christy Hemme's
snapping
neck.
somebody's neck.
Right.
And that's all the email we have.
By the way, we also put a shout out to Jeff Jarrett's WCW theme and the Shield. So for the
Ain't I
music.
great?
So hey, I want to talk to you guys about we're starting a new initiative here on the Wrestling Mayhem Show. where of course, we've been trying some stuff with advertising. We have t-shirts, just ways for you guys to support the show so we can try to make it better. For instance, we had 2 computers die on us tonight. That's why everybody's stuck in a hangout. I would love for us to be able
It's
to
full like farts in here.
upgrade. I know, we just have everybody just shoved into this hangout, and there's other things that need done here just to make the show better, more consistent, and hopefully grow. So we started something new. If you go over to WrestlingMayhemShow.com, we actually got a button at the top that says support us on Patreon. What we're asking you to do, like... What?
That's it.
We're getting sexy.
Keep going, Sorg.
We're getting sexy
going.
in here. We're getting
Keep
sexy in
going,
here.
Sorg.
But at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show, if everybody just donated like even $1 a month or anything like that between like all the listeners that we have, we will be doing pretty good and be able to improve a lot of things around here with the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Patreon's a really cool service. I know a lot of other podcasts have been using it. And you can put in what you want to pay per episode. You don't get charged until we put out an episode of just the Wrestling Mayhem Show. This doesn't include all the other stuff that we do, Indie Mayhem Show and everything like that. We might start another Patreon for some of the other shows if this takes off. So we just encourage you, if you really enjoyed the show, if you can afford the $4 a month, that would be to donate $1 a show. Patreon's really good about that. You can make sure if it's like a weird month where we have 5 episodes for whatever reason, you can make sure put a limit in there that you only spend so much money. Right now, what we're doing is anybody that does at least $1, and you can do less than $1, of course, as well. You want to throw a nick our way, please. Anything will help. But if anybody that tosses $1 in for the show for the next few weeks, we're going to make sure to run off your names and anything you want to plug right here in the Wrestling Mayhem Show in the mailbag segment here at the top of the show, like we just completed. So it's something to get back there, and we're going to work on some other things. There's some benefits for you guys on different levels. What's that?
Rizz will suck your dick.
Well, that's speculatory. I'm pretty sure that's against the terms of services. But still. So we're coming up with ideas for that.
Yeah.
Please go check that out at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Give a buck, give a couple bucks, anything to help out the show so we can
give a buck.
just improve things and keep going.
Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
Give a fuck, give a buck.
Rizz will suck your dick.
Hey, if you don't like that, you can have t-shirts or pro wrestling tees. You can do whatever you want to help us out, and just tell a friend. Just tell a friend. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. So I wanted to try something different. I've been wanting to insert a lot of awesome discussion and images and everything happen on the Facebook page for the Wrestling Mayhem Show group. So I thought I'd pick out a couple of these for us to kind of discuss a little bit. And
Sorg, I have breaking news.
what's that?
I've been sitting on it.
What?
You guys are so filthy.
Yeah,
They released. Shut up. They released the complete. It's all the pay-per-views that's going to be on WWE Network, and one of them is going to be the Over the Limit pay-per-view.
Over the Edge.
Oh, nice.
Over the Edge pay-per-view, where Owen Hart had his accident.
Okay.
I wonder if they're gonna just delete all that stuff out of it. Any
Well,
mention
no,
of
it happened.
They didn't really show anything.
No.
Well, I mean, I like all the mentions to it, maybe.
It's kind of going to be kind of hard to edit that out.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Where did they list this? Oh, 400 plus pay-per-views on the pay-per-view network.
Mhm.
So
On release
they
date.
actually have it. Like, is this just an entire list? It's just a giant list.
Yeah.
Holy
I
crap!
I showed my sister that today, who is a non-wrestling fan, and she was amazed by how many
Wow,
shows are on
ECW didn't have that many pay-per-views, did they?
there. No, but that's more than enough.
Oh yeah. Wow. Wow. You gotta think like early days. You don't have very much because there was like I'm looking at this and I'm seeing WCW has Starrcade 83 through 87 before there's another pay per view. You know, same with.
I wonder if they're gonna put the Clash of the Champions on there.
Clash of the Champions. No, those weren't pay per views.
No, I know they weren't pay-per-views, but I wonder if they're going to
hopefully they
those
do
in
put
the
them on
thing.
because those would be really good shows for them to have on.
There's going to be a special Easter egg if you put in the Konami code. They'll show you Hulk Hogan's sex tape.
Yes.
So, thing I didn't realize was a pay-per-view. The big event's going to be on here, and also the Wrestling Classic, which I've never seen or really heard of before. Tuesday in Texas is even going to be on here.
That was.
Taboo Tuesday.
Taboo Tuesday, I'm
Taboo
sure, is
Tuesday.
in here as well. So, I mean, then now that you see the giant list, does that kind of assuage any fears that there's not going to be enough content? Did they have to visualize the entire list for you like this?
It's one.
Does anybody really have
It's-
any fears there's not going to be enough content?
Some
No.
people do,
Yeah,
apparently.
there was. But
Apparently.
it's 1,000 hours
Yeah.
of
You
shit.
know,
Thousands, hundreds of thousands, hundreds of
And-
thousands of
and-
hours. How many is
and
it? What did they say?
There's,
and like
there's a. Go
and
ahead,
like we
Bobby.
keep saying, they're going to add to it. They're not going to just throw everything up at once.
Yeah. They've already put like way more than you're going to watch. I think that's...
If
that's,
there's 1,000 in the hours, it doesn't matter if it's 100,000, 20,000. It's over 1,000 hours of
Mhm.
stuff.
Yep.
If that doesn't get your, moving just a bit.
They even have the UK only pay-per-views. Rebellion from the UK. I'm trying to find out. There's another Rebellion. There's Insurrection from 2001.
Oh, insurrection,
Insurrection. That's a dong win.
That's kind of cool.
erection.
Wow. And all the way down to Greed from WCW in 2001.
Greed.
Super Brawl Revenge. What?
Wow.
Sin, Starrcade Mayhem.
I want them to put halftime heat up.
That'd be amazing.
That's
Anyways,
not on there?
back to
As it wasn't a pay-per-view.
where we were. Oh, Women of ECW. So no, yeah, I wanted to throw up some of the stuff here we're talking about in the Facebook page. Jen Carlin's actually puts up one, and I completely see this. You guys, any of you guys Metallica fans here? Because this one's am I the
No,
only
I agree.
am I the only one who thinks Roman Reigns and Robert Trujillo from Metallica look quite similar? That's
They do.
scary,
They
dude.
do.
That is super scary.
And it looks like
Bonkers.
Roman Reigns is about to get it up the butt.
What?
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 Okay.
Doesn't it?
One too many dick jokes, Rizz.
And then I know you guys get scared a lot at the Wyatts, but there you go. That's a weird mix.
That does not match that picture.
No. No, we have a picture up here for the guys on audio. It's a cutesy version of the Wyatts.
That's a fun picture.
And also,
I like it.
speaking of the Wyatts,
Oh yeah, I saw that picture.
Man,
today.
look at that hunk of man meat right there.
He looks very
Yeah,
different
yeah,
this is,
today.
Luke.
Very different.
This is Luke Harper's
Yeah,
senior
yeah,
photo,
Yeah.
And they let him talk this week.
and they let him talk this week. I've been enjoying what they've been doing with the Wyatts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Eric Rowan just says run, but it's the best run I've ever heard. Under a sheet mask. So
Awesome. So with that, hey, let's go to the break. Go check out this preview here for you guys on video for the Best of IWC 2013, including a lot of great names in there like Bobby Fish, like Mike Elligan from Ring of Honor, all kinds of fun stuff there. So go check that out. Music from Basic Sickness, and we'll be right back with Remember.
In a red cask, and I hope you can stay on fire. It took a time bomb the way that I switched gears. I'm blowing out a burst and you stalling in 6th gear. Auto a stick shift, T-pain pitch shift. Doesn't matter the rapper, I regain sickness. Replay this shit or be slang quickness. On a freeway with a DJ hit list. Just wait, 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 just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack.
Hey guys, welcome back. Wrestling Mayhem Show. Go check that out and everything else at sorgatronmedia.com/store. And don't forget, use the coupon code StokeMonkey so you can get $3 off that and anything else in the digital download store over there to support some indie wrestling with the IWC, RWA, anybody else that's up over there in the store. So go check that out. Now is the point where we all remember when.
I'm gonna remember when, and I'm gonna remember again and again. I need more words that rhyme with when, and then I'll have a better song then.
This week on Remember When, we've been very enamored over the past few weeks, I think, with Batista's wardrobe choices.
That man is a blue belt, sir.
Mr.
blue belt?
Worldwide.
Just
I thought it was purple.
a legit
Purple?
blue belt, right?
It's a belt.
Okay, all right. Who came up with this one? Well, initially, there's a story. This was going to be great moments in denim history, but we can't remember a lot of denim in history.
Too
I
general.
think.
Never brought
No,
new
It was
topic.
like, what's that?
You can't remember a lot of denim.
I can't remember a lot of denim. So I thought we kind of open this up to be more kind of fashion statements. Remember when? Now, Mike, you do have a denim-related memory, I guess.
I do. Now I know in the fashion world, jorts are not necessarily high culture or high fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit.
But I put a picture in the doc, and I think that they are making a comeback in the form of AJ Lee.
Mhm.
Great moments in denim.
And can you just find this for the audio listeners?
It is AJ Lee's butt sitting on the middle rope in denim shorts.
This has to be
And
from a
it's
house
quite
show.
lovely.
This has to be from a house show. Or something.
I'm not sure where it's from. I wish it was.
That's her house show ass.
Sure, why not, right?
I grabbed the wrong gear.
Awesome. If we're going to like fashion statements, which we've modified this to, I think we can't forget the obligatory D'Lo Brown bulletproof vest.
Yeah, he was
Smartest man in
before
wrestling.
He was the original
the
Shield.
He was the shield before the shield.
Now, wasn't it? It was a chest protector, right?
It's a
Yeah.
chest protector, and his doctor said that he needed it, Sorg.
That's right. That's right.
His doctor
But he would
said
do the
he needed it
but-
because he had flabby man boobs.
because he would do the frog splash with the chest protector, and of course, there you go. I can't wait to watch back to some of that old WWE Network stuff to check out this era. Actually, really good. I picked up we talked about it on the indie show. I picked up a bargain DVD at the Ring of Honor show for $5. It was Manhattan Mayhem 3 that had D'Lo Brown, Claudio Castagnoli, Antonio Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, and Colt Cabana actually in a 4-way. So
Scotty Goldman.
Well, at least three of them
Yeah.
in it.
Scotty Bolt. Hey, that was all WWE guys, wasn't it? So that was kind of fun. It's from like 2009. So that was pretty fun. Who's next?
I posted one in the chat.
You did.
But my one, you can't talk about fashion without talking about Rob frickin' Conway. That he is one of the top guys in fashion in WWE.
He was a new age Buff Bagwell.
Did you just call him Buff Bagwell?
A new age Buff Bagwell. So better.
Better. Okay,
He
good.
was more like a new age Rick Martel.
Yes. Rick Martel's a better example of his talents and his looks. And he came out with the shortest tights imaginable. They were see-through.
Ugh.
In the front, he had like a nice big area covered. His area
In
covered.
the front, he had a nice big.
He had. Well, so they don't show his,
his
dick.
probably tiny dick. And also in the back, if I'm not mistaken, that man had a thong. Did he not in the back, or am I imagining?
I think
something
you
else?
were talking about your dreams, Rizz. That's just,
No, I'm serious.
You know
I
why
thought-
he had a thong? Anything more would provide la resistance.
Fun fact, I get to see Rob Conway a good amount of times now that there's a bunch of NWA promotions down here. And now he's gone from like
Buff Bagwell to like super American,
American.
which I've established with a couple people is that it's him making up for his years as a French sympathizer.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I mean,
he did the Sergeant Slaughter thing.
Pretty much. Rob Conway is our new Sergeant Slaughter.
He is our version of Sergeant Slaughter. Just like he is Sorg's version of Buff Bagwell.
Rizz, you put another picture in here too.
I did. He dresses like a girl's bike.
Yes, Ultimate Warrior dresses like a girl's bike.
Ultimate Warrior dresses like a girl's bike.
That came up on my Remember What You Did on Facebook video. It's like,
So
hey,
you
remember
did the
this
Ultimate
great
Warrior
post
dressed like
from 2 years ago? I was like, I sure do.
Sorg, the first thing that came up on my Remember When from Facebook was the Sorgatron for President campaign.
Nice. That was 08.
That was the first thing that came up. That was the first thing. I was very proud.
Nice. Mike, what do you got? No, we already talked to you. Damn it, there's too many
AJ's
people in
ass,
here.
and I still do.
How about Bobby?
I got one. Do you guys remember Max Moon?
Always. Any chance I can get.
Max Moon was a intergalactic warrior. Conan, I think. Right?
Yes, Conan.
Conan. Viva la Raza. But he was like a cross between an alien and the game Tubaruba. If you remember the game Tubaruba.
I've never heard of Tubaruba. This is the first I've seen of it.
It was a game where you tied yourself to a friend and you tried to get a ball through a hoop or through a tube.
That sounds like a really odd sex game.
And they took that and wrapped it around his arms. Pretty much that's what that costume is, and put a mask on him. So that's an awkward outfit.
There you go. Huh. Who else wants to go?
I got one.
I'll go.
Also, side note from that, I have to note that Max Moon was definitely Bowdy and also Rowdy.
I can tell by the way you said it, you hate yourself for having said that.
Yeah.
Like, just a little bit.
With such shame.
Oh, Conan.
He's rowdy.
Going off of Rizz's, people with short tights and also like super like greased up gimmicks. Billy Gunn, Chuck Palumbo, and Rico.
Hey, Rico was a fashion. Rico was a fashion magnate.
He was. That was his gimmick, so he had to be.
They had matching
headbands,
sir.
Oh, and if
show that respect.
If anyone wants to see like the epitome of '80s fashion, just Google Big Scott Hall.
Oh, I'm doing that now.
Big Scott Hall.
Damn, those Chuck.
If I may add another one, I'll post this in the chat as well. Techno Team 2000.
Oh, I love
Techno
Team 2000.
They were on for like a week.
Oh wow!
God, look at that.
Team 2000.
Look at those suits.
Who was this? Is this anybody that did anything else? He looks
No.
tired.
No, it was
No.
wasn't it? It was Bill Watts' son.
Oh man, that's horrible.
Because they're from the future, Sorg.
Well,
I want a Techno Team 3000. Can we make that happen?
That was my friend Jason and I's go-to make fun of team.
Also from the chat, this is the one I came up when we were trying to do the denim one, and I thought there was a different one than this that I could find. But here's a Macho Man and on a rock in full denim, and she calls it the Alpha and the Omega of denim.
See, someone needs to tell Batista that's how you do it.
That is some denim with some respect.
Yes.
Macho Man could do it right.
Some goddamn dignity.
That's right.
If you're gonna rock a Canadian tuxedo, you do not take the jacket off as soon as you get to the ring. You live that shame.
Yep.
Live that fucking shame and own it.
Right.
Live that shame.
Something like that. So if you guys have any favorite unmistakable outfits in pro wrestling, shout outs to Papa Shango, also King Mabel and Men on a Mission in general, giant purple parachute pants.
I got one.
Yeah?
Giant Gonzalez
with the skin suit. Whose birthday was it, like on Raw, and they said shared a birthday with Giant Gonzalez?
El Torito.
Is it El Torito? No, it's not El
No.
Torito.
I was going to say, that sounds like something JBL would say when he's
It
drunk.
sounds like it's
Maggle?
it does sound like a
Maggle.
JBL thing. Anyways, go check that out. And of course, in the meantime, you guys can check out, again, we're talking about supporting the show here so we can keep going and we can improve things and we can replace these computers that just tanked on us so we don't have to stuff everybody in a hangout. You can see how well that's going over here. I think this computer is going to melt. One way you can do that and support us and get something out of it, Pro Wrestling tees.com/WMS. That's where you can go to check out our line of t-shirts, including the old logo, as well as some great shirts by the great Alex Cars that joins us from out in California. Done some great designs, including the Good Times at Wrestling Mayhem Show.com. So you can represent that stuff anywhere you go. But also, I mean, it's not just that. Also, just support pro wrestling tees in general by, purchase our shirts, but also support the other guys that are on there. A lot of friends of the show, a lot of people you dig from the indies. Chris Hero, Cole Cabana, AJ Styles is on there now. Joey Ryan, of course, DDP. Goldust, I know, is on there for a bit as well.
I just bought a regular shirt from the pro wrestling. I didn't buy.
You bought a plain shirt. Just
No.
plain black shirt.
I didn't buy a Mayhem Show shirt. I already have two of the same ones.
He does.
But I bought a sister from the sister company of Pro Wrestling Tees, Barbershop Window. Their We Want Brian shirt was $9 just a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Snatched that up. Coming in the mail tomorrow.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah.
Quick shipping from Chicago.
I saw that on Facebook or Twitter or something like that. But also cool. AJ Styles, of course, he's recently released and he's doing Ring of Honor and everything. He has a bunch of T-shirts on here now, so you can go check that out and support him there without giving your money to TNA. So right, guys,
Right.
Mhm.
right. So
Right.
so I'm excited about that, and of course I know he's coming here locally up in Meadville, here in April. So go check that out. ProWrestlingTees.com if you want our stuff. ProWrestlingTees.com/WMS. Support the show there, and one of the many ways that we have opportunities. So make sure we keep this going. So what happened this week in wrestling do we want to talk about? We did not get a chance to talk about CM Punk last week.
Things. It happened after the show.
It came out
after
during the show, potentially. So are we mad, bro?
I'm good.
Oh, okay.
No, I say that in a harsh way, but
I'm sad, bro.
it's a wrestler's decision.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, allegedly, he decided that him and the WWE are parting ways, I guess. Like, he walked out on Raw, basically, and was like, I guess they've not been mentioning him a lot, and they're basically trying to almost write him off in a sense. Not really write him off, but they're diverging from him. I don't know. I think this is a thing that we need to give time and let develop.
Let's not forget, Stone Cold left a few times during his tenure in the WWE, and on very, very bad notes.
But they addressed it that time.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't addressed this at all, which...
which is kind of weird.
There was a report I read, and there's nothing to it, but there was a report that Triple H and Vince both said that he just left because he was just burned out.
Mm-hmm. And maybe
that's what they told the writers.
And maybe that's why they haven't been really kind of sticking to him for leaving. The story, if you haven't heard by this point, if you're not paying attention to any wrestling news, is that he left last Monday, day after Royal Rumble. Wasn't happy that he's not finding himself in the championship situation at WrestleMania. Is burnout, has been working all the dates, has been really good about it.
Or he's injured,
or something like that. So he said, I'm out. And that's why some things like, I know the Kofi Kingston was a Del Rio match went long that day. And he did finally, I guess, break his silence. This is actually on the morning of after the Royal Rumble. He said, thanks for all the support. Keep being you guys. It's pretty cool. So
yeah, he said that right after the Rumble.
So that's cool. I a lot of those, people kind of coming out and confirming, Punk was kind of his own thing. He wasn't in this for the long haul. He kind of got everything he wanted out. And if he didn't, there wasn't much reason for him to stick around. He's somebody that saved his money, which is good. You didn't see that 10 years ago, 20 years ago in wrestling, right? I could see him leaving and going doing his own stuff for however long and be cool,
One of the things people have been sharing is an interview he did at some con or whatever, where or a Q&A, I should say, and he talks about how he's been in wrestling for it's not like he just started in 2006 or whatever. Like, he's been wrestling for a long time, and eventually he said he's gonna have to give out now. And like you said, he's sort of made a good impact and he's done a lot of stuff. I agree with the sense of him probably being burnt out. I think if you look at his run for the last year, in my opinion, it hasn't been that great compared to his stuff of the past. But I don't know. I think there's a lot of factors here.
Am I the only one who thinks this is kind of shitty? Shitty?
No, you're not. You're not.
He's
I wanted to talk about that too.
Of a douchebag.
Go ahead, LB. Hold on.
Yeah,
go ahead, LB.
you have people bombarding the WWE's Facebook website and everything like that, and that's kind of bullshit because it's not WWE's fault, really. I mean, look. What was the thing I came up with? It was a teenager quits. A professional gives 2 weeks and puts over someone on the way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all the way it's handled. I think people have like you said, the fans that are bombarding WWE about this. I think it's kind of bullshit to jump and say that it's their fault for what they're doing. Now, of course, because the main storyline that's happening in WWE right now is about authority and holding people back or whatever, that maybe play into it. But I agree. I think people are too quick to jump to conclusions. I won't go too far into this. I won't pull back the curtain or anything. I worked at Indie Wrestling Show with Chris Hero after his leave from WWE. And the one thing I noted from him, he is honestly super humble. He is not fuck those guys, they held me back for this reason, that's why I'm not succeeding. Yeah. He's very humble, and he's very Sleepy Red Line. But he was very humble. He's continually very humble and understanding, and he realizes that it's a huge system that has a lot of factors as to why things happen.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of realization going on there too. You hear about it a lot with the way that people talking on Cole Cabana's podcast say, hey, they got this farm system. Is it the best? The discussion is that best for, literally best for business, because now they're farming it instead of this whole indie system where people are learning on their own and through these other situations. Now, they're kind of funneling all this talent through there that may have not experienced all this other stuff. Whereas there's guys like Hero, there's guys like Colt, and I think Colt's part of showing that there is a possibility of, hey, maybe we don't need WWE. So you can't really say, it sucks that Hero didn't make it to the main roster, but good for him, Now he has that experience. He's just going to be that much better when he hopefully comes to my town, or whatever project he does. And I think there's a lot of really interesting stuff coming from the more business-minded wrestlers out there on the indies. Like your Colts and hopefully from your Heroes and everybody else, you're having a lot of interesting stuff happening there, and these guys are able to make pretty. We had Jock Sampson talking about he can make a pretty decent living if he does it right.
There's so many options other than WWE too, and it's not to say that WWE is bad and you should always reconsider your options.
But there is,
but there's other options.
Right.
There's other ways to make money.
There is TNA. Whatever you want to say about, but it is an option. But
there's also going internationally and doing stuff in Japan and doing tons of different stuff and making good money.
Right.
I can't speak for this, but I'm sure AJ Styles, even though that he's gone from TNA, is making good money.
I'm sure he is.
I've heard stories that MVP had a ball down at Japan. Mm-hmm. He was there for how many years? Mm-hmm. And he didn't go to TNA in its heyday or WWE, back to WWE.
He didn't need to.
He had a great run in New Japan.
He had open doors.
Mm-hmm.
And he chose to stay.
And he did.
Where he was.
He did stuff for that one wrestling project that it was supposed to be like a series of 13 episodes or something. That I think was GQ Money involved in that or somebody.
Yeah, I remember.
So I
no, that was the
Wrestling Society X?
No,
No.
it's something else.
No.
It did seem like it might have been
Wrestling
the next
Society
Wrestling
X.
Society X, though.
Wrestlelicious? Wrestle.
Yes, MVP was a part of Wrestlicious. He was the black pimp dude.
I'm MVP, and I'm here to say.
But
I'm
no,
sorry, that was horrible.
I mean, the biggest issue here, I think,
Insane.
and why I think a lot of fans feel jilted, and I think rightfully so, is he's not on your TV the way that you're normally used to getting him. I hope he pops up somewhere else. I really do.
Yeah.
And I can't think that he's going to stay away. You know, maybe he becomes a Jericho. Maybe I think he has enough cred that he becomes a Jericho.
I could see him honestly being a Jericho.
I saw someone posting that CM Punk realized the real way to WrestleMania, to main event WrestleMania, is to go away for 3 years and come back.
Yeah.
You know, actually, there's I read this post. I think this is either JR. Actually, this might have been McFoley's post in response to the Royal Rumble last week, or somewhere along the lines. Maybe it was JR. Talked about the way to get ahead in WWE was to become a consultant, because they would let people go, and this isn't just with wrestlers. This is with apparently like other positions in the company. Is you do stuff for so long, you're not going to get ahead. Then you leave or get fired, and they'll hire you back in like a year as a consultant. You'll make 3 times as much money.
Yeah.
Like this apparently is happening in production with this company. And this is kind of happening, and then they elect him to, this is what happened with Batista. He left for, 4 years? He's coming back, making 3 times as much money as anybody else that's there on all the shows, and gets shot straight to the top. Brock Lesnar, you know.
It also helps if you have a huge superhero movie coming out.
That helps too, yes, exactly.
And a lot.
And
I heard they're dangling money in front of Stacy Keibler to get her back.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
at
there's
all.
been word
I
about
heard about
that
that,
too. Yeah. I think
Nostalgia.
it is. I mean, look at and an interesting thing is
Wrestling used to
happening.
be so much better than it was now, except not. Because wrestling is amazing right now, and nobody realizes
But look
it.
at how much of
It's
your
not the attitude
WrestleMania
era.
is taken up by these part-timers that show up for the big check once a year. Your Rock, your Brock Lesnar, your even Undertaker.
Your Jerichos.
You know, Jericho a little bit, but
Jericho
he's
shows
Rob
up,
Van
gets his
Dam.
money, and yeah.
You're Rob Van Dam.
and go do podcasting. Yeah, your Rob Van Dam. But no, I don't even count something like a Rob Van Dam because he just kind of came in for a stint and that was cool. You don't get that too often with those guys the way you do with Rob Van Dam and Jericho. But it's nice when it does happen. You know?
Well, the thing is
it always nice though?
Is it? Why isn't it?
what was the aid of Rob Van Dam coming in? And I said this when Rob Van Dam was going to come in. What was the aid of him coming in?
He had some good matches.
No,
What's
Yeah,
the
RVD
name of
matches.
Goldust coming in?
So many people are
What's
having
the
good
name
matches.
of what's the thing of for Goldust?
Goldust is consistently working
Yeah,
younger
Goldust, dude.
guys that need that
What's the
that
thing
knowledge
about
and need that teaching.
New Age Owl?
It's the same thing if you had William Regal work, Raws and wrestle like your Roman Reigns and your Biggie Langston's or whatever. Because when you wrestle those guys, they teach you.
Yeah.
He was tag team champions for how long?
And wrestling guys constantly.
Yep.
Yeah. Goldust is not a one and done kind of guy. He has just returned to the roster.
Mhm.
And in the long run, he's putting over his brother like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's
Right.
putting over the Shield like a motherfucker.
And if you're going to tell
Putting
me
over
that Rob Van
everyone he's
Dam,
working with.
if you're going to tell me that Rob Van Dam put over Alberto Del Rio in his feud, you're fucking lying.
RVD
Okay.
put over more people than Batista will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
He'll
true.
put over
That's
more.
probably
He
true.
put over
Just
more
because you
people.
don't like
and
RVD doesn't mean he
who
put
really
somebody
learns from working Batista?
Nobody.
You don't learn anything.
They learn that they don't like working with Batista.
You make it
Exactly.
slightly, you make it slightly more exposure, but you're like not more exposure than you're getting working weekly on the fucking television show.
They
Yeah.
learned that
Yeah.
basketballs don't hold grudges.
You
That's
are
what
you are
double
maybe
grudges.
you are you're right.
They learn that it's hard to do a sit-out power bomb in skinny jeans.
Oh, lessons all of us can learn. Can I pose this question to you guys? We talked about before. We had kind of a tough time. We think in the early 2000s where they weren't really building new stars. We were wondering who's the next Rock, who's the next John Cena for a while there, and it feels like I'm really realizing how long John Cena's getting long in the tooth here. He can only go so much longer, right, guys? Yeah. I mean, if anybody has a burnout factor, holy crap, that guy has to hit a wall sooner or later for going as long as he has and as rough and coming back early from injuries. That guy's going to go until there's a reason he can't go anymore, which I think is going to be unfortunate. And realizing that even more as I look at Edge, listening to his Jericho interview on that podcast this week. Who's next? Who's the next John Cena? Because I don't think anyone is in line. And looking at how much they panic when a John Cena's gone, when a bunch of other people pop out of there. Now, CM Punk, for instance, isn't around.
Are we talking a level of popularity?
Because I think we already have one of those.
Yeah.
His name is Daniel Bryan.
Do they do it? Is Daniel Bryan? Do you really think that WWE is going to have Daniel Bryan be a John Cena? Do you think that is the guy that they would have go for the next 10 years?
See the reactions he is getting in every arena they go to.
Mm-hmm. Sorg, they need to actually capitalize on the reactions.
Yes.
Like, John Cena was something that WWE manufactured.
True.
John Cena was something that they manufactured. Like, that was something that they engineered. But something like Stone Cold Steve Austin,
yeah,
he was only brought in to be a good hand.
Yeah.
He was brought in to be a solid mid-carder that could work with a lot of guys and put younger guys over because he was a very good wrestler. And he just happened to click. Like, he happened to click because he had an idea that was very counterculture. And you know what? If you look at Daniel Bryan is kind of the counterculture guy. He looks like a fucking hipster. He's got a beard. He's vegan. He's from Seattle. No one's from Seattle that's really famous. He is counterculture. He is counterculture to what people are expecting are popular.
Yes, Super Bowl champions are from Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
No, they just work there.
True.
But yeah, I agree, and I think he's the one that's going to be next guy. And I think they have to capitalize it. We talk about shelf lives of wrestlers, and we talk about like John Cena may have that point very soon where it may be it for him. Bryan's in his 30s. Like, he's not old, or I should say he's not young. Like, he's been wrestling for like ever. He's been wrestling for as long as CM Punk has. So I think they need to capitalize on it. They need to really just be like, this is what we're going to do.
Well,
and usher in this era of, and an era that I think is already occurring, of guys like Bryan, Roman Reigns, just the focus being on the wrestling athletic ability and using that to get yourself over.
There are guys that they have had that could be potential John Cenas that they didn't capitalize on. Like John Cena, when he was doing the rap gimmick on SmackDown, and everyone was reacting, everyone loved it, they were able to slowly push John Cena in the direction they wanted to do. They had him on SmackDown for a while. He won the U.S. belt. They were able to push him more and more and more, and eventually he got to the big title. Like,
there was
John Cena's career over the course of 3 WrestleManias, he went from pre-show rap at WrestleMania 19 to U.S. title win curtain jerker at WrestleMania 20 to winning the WWE title at WrestleMania 21. Like, that is the progression that guys that they need to kind of do to get the next big stars.
Ruthless progression.
Yes, exactly. Ruthless progression.
Yep.
Title.
Thank you, Bobby. Sorg, show title. Ruthless progression. But, like, with guys like a Dolph Ziggler, like a Kofi Kingston, like, hell, if you want to go back, Carlito, MVP, Shelton Benjamin. These guys do not have watershed moments that can be tracked going further in their careers. They have the mid-card titles, but they don't have that big, defining... Like, John Cena and Batista, a lot of people forget, they won their first world titles at the same WrestleMania. there's no reason that we couldn't do something like that last year with, say, a Daniel Bryan as CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason that couldn't have happened again, because it worked at WrestleMania 21. It could have worked at WrestleMania 29.
Well, I think there's plenty of factors that go into that, and I understand what you're saying, but I think it's the coming of a new era. We talk so much about eras, in especially in WWF and its progression. The 80s, like going into the early 90s, was sort of the character-based, like fun-timey sort of era. Moving into the Attitude Era, then moving into the Ruthless Aggression Era, and now we're in the era of, I hate using the term for this era, and I gotta think of a better name, but the work rate era.
It's the internet era.
Yeah. I hate calling.
I don't know. There has to be a better name for that, because I really think.
Yeah, I
really think
that even more.
What's happening is everything we loved about the Indies 5 years ago is happening on the biggest stage of them all.
The thing, and I hate calling it the indie era or the smart era, but it's the era where people
because it's true.
Love you, but the people that era love you or hate you.
People are giving their voice out, and the fans are doing something.
That's part of it.
That the smarkiness. I hate using that term as well, but it's true. Because that's the era we live in. Everybody has a freaking voice.
I get that.
So you could say that this is the era. This is the era where everybody's in on it, and everybody learns something different to appreciate.
I disagree. I think this is the era where it's defined where you have to be a good worker to either be loved or hated, as opposed to eras in the past where you could be shit. Mm-hmm. And still be fine.
Ultimate Warrior.
A lot of guys in the Attitude Era. Even some in the Ruthless Aggression Era. Like, you have to be a good wrestler in this era, or you're not going to get anywhere.
And I want to figure out, what was it about the Attitude... Oh, that's upside down. The Attitude Era.
Well, the Attitude Era is different.
Yeah.
Because the Attitude Era was...
It was Shock TV.
It was Shock TV. It was before the internet really hit, and people just realized, I can look at people cursing in boobs all the time now. There has
who was like a progressive star and like making big waves during the Attitude Era? Fucking X-Pac. That fucking guy.
Yeah, well, he's a good worker though. He seriously is though. He has some good matches.
But he wasn't known for his work rate at that point.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was. Big time. As a 1, 2, 3.
NWO.
By the way, I want to point out one of the chapters on disc 1 of the Attitude Era DVD here is the Jug Band from Judgment Day. I can't wait for that.
What?
GTV has a segment.
I watched the ladder match DVD, the second ladder match DVD over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ladder match on there between Six and Eddie Guerrero.
I watched that one too. By the way, never saw the sold out pay-per-view. Glad I didn't buy it when it was on.
It was interesting pay-per-view.
Holy
it was a good match. It was a good match.
It was a good
sold out pay-per-view. Actually, one of the last things that they showed on WWE Classics on Demand before they pulled it, I watched the entire sold out pay-per-view. When the network comes out, do not watch the entire sold out pay-per-view.
I had a hard time watching that one match.
I'm doing you a service right now.
That's the first thing I'm watching.
Service.
Also, Tank
Challenge
Abbott.
accepted.
Also, Tank Abbott and 3 Count was amazing.
Also, Tank Abbott.
Yes.
And goes to my point.
I feel like again going back and kind of thinking back, but maybe like we do on the Indie Mayhem show, how we have assignment. We should have an assignment of, hey everybody, try to watch this pay-per-view this week, and we'll just pick like some random old WCW, WWF something or other, and like we'll do a little bit of review. We're like, oh my god, I don't remember this happening, or this was this bad. Like let's just throw back to like the big event or Starrcade '88 or something like that, and just see what happens.
Sorg, I want to do a live hangout. The first one, WCW Mayhem.
I saw that.
That's the first pay-per-view we have to do. It's literally the first pay-per-view we have to do.
It kind of needs to be. Yeah.
Mayhem.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Welcome to the party, Eamon.
You get it?
All right, on that
Big
point,
trap.
guys, let's go ahead and wrap it up here so we can go. We got Chest Flexor coming up here later tonight on the Indie Mayhem Show. He will not be joining us in studio as planned because the Storm of the Century is apparently coming yet again.
Oh,
Is this snowing out there, guys, in Pittsburgh? I don't even know.
It's black outside.
What?
That's racist.
That's nighttime.
That is racist.
I can't say it's
Bobby.
nighttime.
Bobby, you
I don't
live
see
down
color.
there. There's no black people there.
Now that
So
might-
tell me, guys, what did you learn from wrestling this week? Bobby, since I have your screen up, tell me.
I learned that everybody should be watching SmackDown because SmackDown from last Friday was amazing, and it sounds like from the SmackDown spoilers this week, it's going to be amazing again.
Nice.
So yeah,
Nice. What about you, Rizz?
That Billy Gunn has a weird belly button tattoo.
You're like obsessed with
Even
it.
weirder than Batista's.
He heard the belly button
Wait.
tattoos get you WrestleMania main events.
Is that wrapping paper behind your
From
Rizz?
1999.
Wait, what?
Is that wrapping paper behind your Rizz?
Yes.
I don't know why that made me laugh.
Wow.
All right, LB, what about you?
I learned that WWE has something against its own wrestlers' eyes.
What?
Oh yeah, it does.
Between Naomi
Oh,
and
I was
Roman
gonna-
Reigns and
Don't look at that
John
picture.
Cena
Naomi.
getting jabbed in
plays
the
into
eye.
it. Mine plays
Everybody
into
was
it.
bleeding.
Well, I
really
mean, to
bad.
be fair, now John Cena can legitimately say, "Can't see me."
Man, Mike, no.
No.
Good night, folks. This has been the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Thanks for coming along.
Eamon, how about you?
I learned, going off of what LB said, I learned from wrestling this week that Oksana is the new Vader.
Oksana's like
Believe it.
If Vader were freaking hot,
Vader was freaking hot.
Did you seen the steam coming out of his helmet? Don't tell me you didn't get turned
I
on.
want.
by
I
that.
want to see.
Go fuck yourself.
I want to see Oksana on Boy Meets World.
Oh my god. What is that? Mike, what about you?
I learned that I'm giving WWE about.
Yeah.
I'm giving WWE
Vader time.
So gonna get pulled.
I'm giving WWE about a month and a half until I see a giant fucking wall of bubbles for Emma. I want a cascade of bubbles from the top of the Titantron.
Oh, I also learned from wrestling this week that NXT matters. Fuck you, Rizz.
Ah, whoa.
Oh, and Rusev is Ivan Drago.
Oh,
With something
yeah. If
fucked
you want to
up.
hear,
No,
if you wanna-
let's go with it. Hold on.
We're still learning, Sorg.
Based off, I listened to the fucking after show from from last night. I'm so upset with you, Mike. You went
boy.
that Farouk would be the Apollo Creed, not Xavier Woods.
Have you seen what Apollo Creed looks like?
no, I'm with them.
but
I'm
he
with
was
them on that.
Consequences Creed.
I'm
That's
with,
the
I'm
joke.
with, man.
That's
I'm
the
with,
joke.
I'm with Eamon. Farouk is the Clubber Lang.
All right.
I learned that.
I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
You being the TNA guy, I'm just.
I also learned that Batista walks alone in a pit of denim.
He dresses alone.
Oh man, and I learned. One, I think the show suffered without Cena and Brock Lesnar. For one,
Did it?
A little bit.
I think so, and
Brock
also
Lesnar.
It kind of suffered
Fast.
from Brock Lesnar, considering he had a whole big thing last week. Like, what's Brock gonna do?
yeah. It's
Take a week off.
there's weird stuff happening.
I don't know. I thought the show
long
was
run
great.
there is weird stuff happening. Also, there needs to be more Renee Young.
Yes, more Renee Young.
As our Twitter suggests on Monday nights, there needs
The one
to be
thing
more Renee Young.
that's the one thing the most thing I'm happy about with the new network is that there's probably going to be a lot more Renee Young.
It's not as
Hopefully-
awkward as the Rivalries DVD. Holy crap!
Yeah, I was gonna say hopefully in scientific garb.
Yes. Mike's the only one that probably understood that because he's a chemical engineer. But
That was my favorite DVD. Renee Young talking about science. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
Is there anything that doesn't give you a boner?
Bobby.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
What?
Guys, Wrestling
is your
Mayhem
problem
Show.
with
This has
Bob?
been episode 405. Thanks, Mike from the Bronx. Thanks, Eamon from Texas. Thanks,
Give
everybody else
myself
from the
Bobby.
Pittsburgh region.
Bobby,
That's joining us here tonight. Thank you, everybody in the chat room. You can join us there at live.sorgatronmedia.com every
Bobby, give
Tuesday
blowjob.
night at 9 p.m. We stick around till about midnight for Wrestling Mayhem Show and the Indie Mayhem Show shortly following that about 11 p.m. Great, fun little show where I've been inviting somebody from my walk of life here in Pittsburgh. Eamon's been inviting somebody from his area in Texas that he works with down there. We're had a really good run of guests so far. We have not had a bad show yet, I don't think, and I think it's been fun. We're going to try to keep that going. What's that?
5 for 5.
We'll see if we're 5. Well, I don't know. The fifth hasn't happened yet, and we're not returning Puppet. No, that's not happening.
Return Puppet.
You can also drop us a line, of course. Hey, we're over at WrestlingMayhemShow.com, and you can find us at. I'm sorry, I switched it up for you. Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Spreaker,
Good times.
TV, Roku. Drop us a line at goodtimes@WrestlingMayhemShow.com. 412-206-WMS0. No, we're done with that. Big thanks, of course.
That's just the lag.
Big thanks to Michael Allen and the notes and tweeting during the shows all night long. And with that, Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait.